Imagine an America very similar to our own. It's got homework, best friends, and pistachio ice cream. There are some differences. This America has been shaped dramatically by the magic, monsters, knowledge, and legends of its peoples, those indigenous and those not. Some of these forces are charmingly everyday, like the ability to make an orb of light appear or travel across the world through rings of fungi. But other forces are less charming and should never see the light of day.
Today I'm going to tell you about a twisty supernatural mystery that's going to leave you wanting more. Hi, it's Miss Cote. I'm back again with another book chat. The book I'm going to tell you about today is called Elatsoe by Darcie Little Badger. I would say maybe about 10 years ago or a little bit more, just about every book that was coming out for young adults featured vampires and werewolves and ghosts and fairies. And then that kind of seemed to die away. They kind of went away to make way for other trends that were also getting popular at that time. But now I feel like vampires and werewolves and fairies are having a comeback. And this book is a great example of, I think, where that supernatural genre is going. So this book is about Elatsoe, who goes by Ellie. She comes from a long line of powerful women, and through that matrilineal line, through her Apache Lipan ancestors, has been passed down this power to bring spirits back from the afterlife. Ellie only uses this power with animals. Everyone in her family kind of knows that when you bring back a human spirit, things tend to go terribly wrong. So Ellie only calls back animals, in particular her ghost dog Kirby, who is always by her side, who protects her, who keeps her company, and is basically her best friend. Ellie is actually named after her 6th great grandmother Elatsoe, who was basically a superhero. She had a mammoth spirit that she summoned back, and she would just ride around and, summon it to occasionally crush people when she needed to. She would go around basically banishing demons and evil spirits and creatures and saving people's lives. And she was like a major hero. So Ellie has a lot to live up to there. And she dreams of someday becoming a private investigator. So she has kind of a taste for mysteries, tracking down clues, and solving problems. At the beginning of this book, Ellie's dog Kirby has some nervous energy. He's whining, he can't seem to settle. And Ellie knows from experience that that usually means that Kirby is sensing that something has gone terribly wrong with one of Ellie's family members. So Ellie goes to bed that night feeling kind of nervous. And indeed, that night she has a nightmare where she's visited by her much older cousin Trevor, who is a public school teacher in a different state. And he tells her that this man named Abe Allerton has murdered him, that Abe Allerton is incredibly dangerous and needs to be stopped, and that in particular, Abe Allerton is after his family. So he asks Ellie to step in and protect his family from Abe Allerton. Ellie wakes up the next day and consults with her parents, and she realizes that, yes, Trevor did pass away the night before. He died in a horrific car accident, and that she hadn't just had a dream. Trevor had visited her as he was crossing over to the afterlife. So she knows that there is truth to what Trevor told her, and that she needs to track down this Abe Allerton guy, figure out what's going on, and protect Trevor's family. So along with her best friend Jay, who is descended from Celtic people, including the fairy king Oberon, and has some minor magical powers himself, and Jay's future brother-in-law Al, who is a vampire, and Ellie's parents, they travel to where Abe Allerton lives, Willoughby, Texas. And they're surprised when they get there because they find out that Abe Allerton is kind of this world-renowned doctor who is known for performing almost miracles, is beloved, has saved countless lives apparently, and seems like the last person who would murder someone. But as they start investigating, as they start tracking down the clues and looking a little deeper into Abe Allerton, they find lots of suspicious circumstances. They find that all is definitely not what it seems in Willoughby, Texas, and that there may be a monster for them to banish after all. This book was so enjoyable. It has lots of twists and turns. It's funny. It's suspenseful. It has ghosts. It has monsters. It has vampires. It has magic. It's really thrilling. Also, this book contains lots of really interesting Lip and Apache mythology and stories and fairy tales. If you're interested in learning more about that or just reading a novel where that is a feature, I would definitely check this out. And I think if you are a dog lover, you should absolutely check this out. Ellie's dog Kirby is such a sweet, powerful, amazing little soul, and is such a feature of this book. And indeed, Ellie's family has like this whole pack of ghost dogs that they have befriended and adopted and housed over the years, who are kind of always at her beck and call to protect her and love her. And I just thought that was such a wonderful feature of this book. I loved her ghost dog pack. So if you love dogs, you should check this book out too. This book is available right now through the Champ Library. You can check it out using our concierge service. Make sure you are also still getting those life entries in. Still. We are picking winners until the end of second semester and giving out prizes all through the year. So get those entries in, and we will see you back next week for another book chat. Bye!